Wasn't expecting this so soon, but we got our first BanG waifus revealed. So let's get started. But first off, Premium Collection 2020 during the week. Our first card is Untitled Chapter, Galvez. It's a dark irregular with generic stride stats and stride costs. And its skill is Auto Vanguard. When this card attacks, costs Counterblast 1, turn a face down card from your G-Zone face up, soul charge 5, draw the same number of trigger units that you soul charge, and your opponent must guard with the same number of cards as normal units that you soul charge with this ability at the same time. I'm going to say this is an okay card. Yeah, sure, there's better ways to soul charge for early game, but the abilities of what you get out of it for soul charging are pretty decent. Our second card is the Angel Feather, Holy Serif Passagio. Generic stride stats with stride costs, and its skill is Auto Vanguard Generation Break 3. When placed until the end of this fight, your damage zone becomes 7 cards to lose, and if you have 5 or more face up, it's 8 cards instead. So extending your death count, and your opponent cannot do 6 damage heal triggers anymore. Second skill, Act Vanguard, costs Counterblast 4 until the end of the turn. When your opponent would guard from their hand, they must guard with the same number of cards from their hand equal to the number of cards in your damage zone. Okay, that skill can be very scary. The only problem is Counterblast 4, although Angel Feather does have damage zone manipulation. And I do kind of like its death count extension. The only issue is that it's slow. And also a Grand Blue that was revealed today, White Legion Sailing Ship, Bad Bounty. Generic stride costs and stride stats. And its skill is Auto Vanguard. At the end of the battle that this card attacks, cost Counterblast 1, discard 3 cards from your hand, put this unit into your G-Zone face up, rewrite a grade 3 from your drop zone as stand. So it's a God Rock Dragon with an easier condition to pull off, got it. Yeah, you should just run this card. And now to the Band Dream cards. First off, our starter is Hound Pounding Beginning Toyama Kasumi, generic draw a card starter. And then the triggers with the critical and draw triggers with the abilities to run more than a playset of themselves. Crit allowing you to run 12, draw allowing you to run 8. And now to the order cards. Our first card is Double Rainbow. It's a grade 1 normal order. Music, Race Popping Party, keep all that in mind. And music being the mechanic of Band Dream, when being placed it gets placed in the back row of the middle column until the end of the turn. So its skill is Auto Rearguard. When placed, draw a card, look at the top 3 cards, reveal 1 critical trigger, add it to your hand, and put the rest at the bottom of your deck. So this card is a +2, you should definitely run this. Also, that critical trigger in your hand will be very important later on, as it's part of its play style. Continue up the stage, Kazuna Music. It's a grade 2 music, popping party, and its skill is Count Rearguard. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or higher, your front row gets plus 5k. Second skill, Auto Rearguard. When placed, costs Soul Blast 1, look at the top 5 cards from your deck, add 1 of them to your hand, and of course shuffle your deck. I would say not as relevant as Double Rainbow, but this card is okay for that power boost, and that +1 is pretty good too. And finally, Returns. It's a grade 3 normal order, music, popping party, and its skill is Auto Rearguard. At the start of the battle phase, if you have a Toyami Kasumi, Hanazano Tae, Ushikame Rumi, Yamabuki Saya, and Ichigaya Arisa in their card names, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, place 1 critical trigger on the top, and place the rest at the bottom. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, all your units in the front row gets 5k power for each revealed critical trigger. It's an okay card, but I really don't like the idea of having the whole entire band all together just to play this one card. But for the payout, it's not too bad. And now to the normal units. Our first card is Popping Party Peacemaker Yamabuki Saya. It's a grade 1 with 8k power. It's a common grade 1 with 8k power. And its skill is Auto Rearguard. When placed, Counterblast 1, put a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck, return 1 critical trigger, and pop a party normal unit from your drop zone to your hand. And this ability can only be used once per turn. So a -1 for a +2, and that critical trigger to your hand, which is very essential. Too good for a common. Next, we got Twinkling Star Tayami Kazumi. Another common grade 1 with 8k power, and its skill is Auto Vanguard. When placed, look at top 7 cards from your deck, reveal 1 grade 3 with Tayama Kasumi in its card name and add it to your hand. So, switches out your main grade 3. Second skill, Act Rearguard costs. Put this at the bottom of your deck. Return one Popping Party card from the drop zone to your hand that doesn't have Toyami Kazumi in its name. Sure, Rearguard skill is not as good as Yamabuki Saya, but it does have the additional Vanguard skill which can search out your main grade 3. And no counterblast is always good. Next, it's a triple rare, Dots of Friendship, Ichigaya Arisa. It's a grade 1 with 8k power, and its skill is Auto Rearguard when placed, costs Soul Blast 1, reveal 1 critical trigger from your hand, look at top 5 cards from your deck, and add 1 Popping Party card that does not have Arisa Ichigawa in its name and add it to your hand. Decent deck searching, you should run this at least 3. Moving up a grade, we got Always Natural Hanazano Tae. It's a grade 2 with 10k power, and its skill is Auto Rearguard when placed, costs discard 1 card, return 1 music card from your drop zone to your hand. Alright, that skill already makes it worth running. Second skill, Auto Rearguard when your Vanguard attacks, this and that unit gets plus 5k power during the turn. Alright, decent skill, but the important part is that you can return 1 music card from your drop zone from your hand. And keep this in mind, this is just a rare. Next, Hard-Working Girl, Ushigami Rumi. It's another rare, grade 2, 10k power, and its skill is Auto Rearguard. When your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher, costs discard 1 card, reveal 1 critical trigger from your hand, and your Popping Party Vanguard gets plus 10k and drive plus 1. Yeah, for discarding a card, your Vanguard gets 1 extra drive. That's already really good right there. Run this at least 3. Next, Overflowing Execution, Kasumi Toyama. Rare, grade 2, 10k power, and its skill is Auto Vanguard Rearguard when placed. Look at top 7 cards from your deck, reveal 1 music and add it to your hand. Music searching, with no costs. Sure, it's not good as Ichigaya Arisa for this, but this one has no costs, so you should at least run this at 2. And now to the big head star herself, Sparkling Stage Toyama Kazumi. VR, grade 3, force, 13k power, and its skill is Count Vanguard. If you have units with Hanazano Tae, Ushigomi Rumi, Yamabuki Saya, and Ichigaya Arisa in their card names, apply all trigger effects that this unit gets to your whole front row, rear guards. So a big setup for semi-ultima. Got it. Second skill, Auto Vanguard. If you have not played an order card this turn, cost Counterblast 1, play 1 Poppy Party music card from your deck and drop zone. And if you played from deck, shuffle it, of course. So if you happen to not have an order card in your hand, you could just play this skill instead. You know what? Quite an interesting playstyle. Alright, that's it for the reveals. And seeing these interesting waifus having an interesting playstyle, I might play it if it's not too expensive. Other than that, stay safe.